Hello, this is my first video that I'm putting on YouTube. Now, as you can see, I've got a repair here of the carpet, the tile. And as you can see, it's kind of jagged. What should have been done first, we'll put a transition script here to stop it from raveling up. The first thing I did was go buy a metal transition script, and I had to cut it down to size, of course, with a grinder, which is much better to use a grinder than a hacksaw because you can cut it faster and cut it more evenly. Now, the first thing I noticed after cutting it is that this transition script doesn't go right up under here of the pieces here. You have the tack script that's located under here, and it's difficult for this transition script to fit under here. So what I'm gonna have to do is cut this. What I'm have to do is cut the doorstop on each side, so allow the transition script to slide under. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't have to cut that script or that door stop at the bottom to fit it under here. However, because of the tack script, it made it high. So I want to get the transition script under that. Now, the next thing I would do to take my knife and cut all those little strips, carpet runners that you see. Gotta be careful when you cut them that you don't pull them too much and they become a runner. And you don't get them on the edge, but further into the carpet. Okay, now that I've got it cleaned out, I put the transition strip in where I want to position it. Now comes the tricky part. You see the little holes there are very small. And I won't be able to mark my holes just right unless I do a little bit of calculation. So I want to drill into the concrete that's below the carpet and the tack strip. Now, once I do that, I've got to be able to put my fasteners in. There's the nails that come with the tack strip and with the transition strip, and I can buy some other screws to go deeper. That is about 1 inch. That's 1.5 inches. That's 1.25 inches. Well, inch and a half, but 1.25 inches too. Now, what I'm going to try to do is fasten it down onto the tack strip. Drill a hole. Now that I have the transition strip in place, I want to mark it so I can drill my holes. This is one way of marking it. And I will drill down into the concrete so I can put my fasteners in. You don't necessarily have to do this. If you come up with a better idea of how to do that, that's fine. But that's what I did. The next thing I'm going to do is remove the transition strip, drill my hole, and put the nails of my fasteners in. Now, the fasteners can be the nails, of course, which is 1 inch. But if you got a thick tile, that may be too short, and you end up with a short one. Now, you want to get screws that are pinhead screws. That's going to go down deep enough. You can get the pinhead screw. That's 1.5 inches. See the pinhead, or 1.25. 1.25 should be fine, or something to that effect. But you are on the transition. Remember, you're on the tack strip, and you're going down the thickness of the tile. So that could be anywhere from 1/2 inch to 3 inches. I'm sorry, 1/2 inch to 1/4 inch. Quarter inch to 1/2 inch. It all depends. Now, I have drilled my holes and I packed them in with toothpicks. Each hole was was stuffed with toothpicks to fill them in. And that allows me to drill or hammer into that hole, and it goes in tight, whatever fastener I use. Now, I'm going to try the nails first. Now, what I tried to use was the nails, which were not long enough, and I ended up using the flat pinhead screws that were 1.5 inches. Now, the reason I use pinhead screws because they would go down flat, but not leave an edge that would cause you to cut your foot if you came across here barefooted. And they go down flush onto the transmission strip. So that pretty much ends the project, except for me cleaning up. Bye.